keep using us and keep referring us. I think that really helps us keep going.
All right, I just had the longest day of trying to assemble the best Christmas party ever for my friends and family. And now I need some time to de-stress, but luckily, I found the perfect place. A little bird told me that Stretch Source is the best place to be, so let's get going. Oh, almost missed this. Let's take off my shoes real quick. And let's hop on inside, right? Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jaden.
Hi, I'm Mara.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the owner of Stretch Source. Welcome.
Hi. So why did you start this business in the first place?
So we definitely saw that there was a need for wellness services that helped people attain longevity of life. And, you know, everybody exercises, works out, but nobody was finding a space for their recovery and movement health. And so limitations, pain, injury was preventing people from continuing and to keep an active lifestyle. And so we created this wellness oasis for people to have everything they need right here at Stretch Source.
So what is this room?
So this is one of our multiple rooms that we have here at the Stretch Source facility. This room we consider our conditioning room. This room has 2 of the 3 of our trifecta of wellness here. We have our stretch tables, which are quite large because we work with people of all different sizes. So we have some of the biggest treatment tables out there. And then what you see here is a Pilates reformer, and so this is for conditioning. We do not stretch cold. You never want to stretch cold. So I'm going to start you off with a very short warm-up, escalated version of what we usually do so that we get you warm coming onto the table. So I was a professional dancer. I worked around the world performing on major stages around the world. And I was lucky enough at my level of professionalism to have bodywork people on tour with me that when I would come off the stage, I had bodywork people, stretch people, Pilates people, recovery people, all available to me. When I left the dance world, I realized that that didn't exist for the everyday person. And I wanted to set out to create a space where people could also benefit from all of those services. And so I am the creator and founder of the pliability stretch method that we offer here. I created it over 10 years. And I launched it into the world 7 years ago. And so we have been 7 years Stretch Source and offering pliability stretching here. Yeah, so we are, first of all, we're the original assisted stretch business of Morris County. We were the first ones ever, and we are privately owned. So after we opened, there have been other stretch facilities that have opened in New Jersey and in Morris County, but they are all franchises. So they are just a very different customer experience. We also have private stretch rooms. Many of those franchises have everybody stretching one on top of the other. And we really give that more luxurious, private, customized stretch versus what some of these other facilities offer. And we were actually located on Boonton Main Street when we first started out. This is our second location. We just found that our customers, because we service all abilities, we have people who have special needs and are navigating chronic mobility issues like spinal cord injuries, that we needed to have a space that provided on-site parking for the handicap. And so that's why we moved here. Good, and release. Nice, how do you feel?
I feel fantastic.
Awesome. Good. So this is the third trifecta, the third part of the trifecta of wellness we have here at Stretch Source. So you experience the assisted stretching for improved mobility, flexibility, release of tension. You experience the Pilates for improved strengthening and corrective exercise. And now we have recovery. This is for people who are managing, different conditions that would benefit from what we have. Is we have cold and hot therapy. It's called contrast therapy. So you go from cold to hot temperatures and you go back and forth. Right. Some people just do the plunge. This is kept at 50 degrees. Some people do the infrared sauna. It goes up to 140.
Wow.
Infrared sauna is very different than a traditional sauna. Traditional saunas only heat you from the air. Infrared is light therapy. It actually hits you in the cellular level, so it improves muscle recovery, as well as the contrast therapy and the cold plunge.
I just wanted to thank you for everything. And before I go, I wanted to ask, what do you think is the importance of small businesses in general?
I think it's important for small businesses to thrive in town because we're the backbone of the community. We not only serve the community and what it needs, but we also employ local, so we are able to give local people jobs, as well as give back to our communities.
It's important to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And the best way to start is small, you know, and it's, you know, I've always believed in chip away at things slowly. So I started my first art studio was in an attic in a house that I was renting. It was tiny, but I was able to make art and produce. And slowly I started showing in different places, from ice cream shops to hair salons. And then eventually the galleries came along and they kind of discovered what I was doing, and I started showing more professionally that way.
I grew up in a family. My parents both are small business owners, so we really got inspired and knowing how hard to become a business owner, and then to overcome so much challenges and just to continue to go for it. And it's a lot of courage and also a lot of time consuming, but you feel good building your own branding.
I think that we live in a very digital world and we're all kind of caught up in some type of, I don't know, isolation. And I think that small businesses, especially a lot of the small businesses that are coming back into this town, are helping to kind of work against a lot of these big chain stores and online stores and really create community to some degree, you know.
Small businesses really bring you a face-to-face sort of interaction and personalities and stuff like that that you don't get from shopping in stores like big chains or online. I think that you're able to get like a better experience from being face-to-face with people and the shop owners.
When's the last time you went into a Walmart and had a conversation for 20 minutes about something with one of the people that work there? You don't. So not only does it breed a community, but it also, you get to meet new people. You get to have new experiences. You're not just going in somewhere and buying something and walking out and leaving immediately without saying hello and talking for whatever it may be, 2 minutes to 20 minutes to spending an hour or finding your new favorite place. And small businesses, without small businesses, there wouldn't be big businesses to buy us up to then make their money off of. But it's extremely important because without a small business, you don't have a community, and without a community, you don't have people, you don't have experiences, life experiences. And that's I think is the most important thing when it comes to small businesses, is to actually have a community and actually meet people and support people. And it breeds a huge, huge love and understanding between individuals. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And Happy New Year.
And we love Boonton.
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 We love Boonton. Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy the parade.
Enjoy the parade.
Enjoy the parade.
Enjoy the parade.
Enjoy the parade, everyone.
Enjoy the parade.
So I hope you all now have learned a little bit more about Small Business Saturday and all the amazing businesses that we have right here on Main Street. But we are so excited because we actually have the owner of one of our very own businesses up here with us today, Nicole Delabovi from Stretch Source.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us
Absolutely.
today. And I know Jaden had the opportunity to speak with everybody that you saw, but a little bit more with Nicole. So why don't we talk a little bit more about your business, who you are, what you do, and just educate us a little bit.
Absolutely. Thank you. So you actually met with Mara. So Mara is the owner and as well as the creator of our pliability stretch method. I am the managing partner there. And the way that I came on board is that I've been in health and wellness for over 25 years. I know I look really young, probably not, right? But I actually found her during the pandemic, and I loved what they were doing online, and I was always into flexibility and pliability for my clients. And I asked them if they wanted to do a referral business. And she saw what I did, I saw what she did, and she's like, no, you need to come work with me. So I came on over. I've been there for almost 4 years now. And we are the leading stretch provider and facility in all of Morris County.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much. We are not a franchise, so we are privately owned. We are also an academy. So we also teach other fitness professionals and also massage therapists, chiropractors to do what we do so that we can help more people out there.
Wow, that's incredible.
Thank
So there's
you.
a lot that goes into it.
There absolutely is. So we obviously focus on assisted stretching. We make sure that we can really focus and not have a cookie cutter kind of basic movement for everyone because everyone is different.
Sure.
So the people that come into our studio are anywhere between athletes, maybe they're somewhat older or they have chronic illnesses like maybe cerebral palsy, stroke victims, cancer patients as well. So we always want to make sure that we can customize exactly what we're doing to make sure that we can keep them doing what they love to do without pain. And the way that we do that is with assisted stretching. So we customize the program for them, specifically an evaluation that we do for them. We also work on Pilates. So we make sure that we can work on creating their strength from the inside out and also working on their flexibility and their strength and conditioning, besides also doing the stretching as well. And then we added our trifecta into our studio, which is super amazing. It's a luxurious recovery suite. So that is going to be cold plunge bath and an infrared light sauna. And I believe
I had
that
the pleasure of doing that.
did.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was that like?
It was. You go into it thinking scared. I mean, you're going into what? How cold is it again? 50 degrees?
50 degrees,
Yeah,
yes.
I went into it 50 degrees. I thought it was going to be worse. I just went into it hopefully not screaming, but I just decided to breathe in, and I was in there for at least 2 minutes.
Wow.
And I
That's
ended
great.
up dipping my hands in the water. But as soon as those 2 minutes were up, I hopped right into the sauna, and I was like, and how hot is the sauna, 140?
So it goes up to 140,
Yeah,
correct.
it was amazing in there. Just the complete night and day from the cold to the heat, and it's just made an amazing experience.
That's great. Our clients happen to really, really love it. And the reason why we do hot and cold is because the infrared, regular saunas are great, but for the infrared, what it does is it will penetrate your muscles on a cellular level. So if there's any injuries or anything like that, it will help repair it and rejuvenate so that you can kind of get back to doing what you love to do.
Right.
And then the cold plunge, which is 50 degrees, I have to yell to get into there myself. To be completely honest, Americans in there for like 6 minutes, no problem, not for me. But that's okay. But when I do sit in it, it really helps with inflammation.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why we love getting our clients in there. And it may be a little cold, but at the same time, they come out feeling amazing.
No. That actually sounds incredible. I kind of want to do a
Come
little
on
cold
over.
plunge.
We'd love to have you.
This sounds great from a we need it perspective, but
Yes.
I find it great that you also have this educational perspective of it. Give us a little bit more about that. It sounds like you're teaching chiropractors, physical therapists, massage
Yes.
therapists, and what is it about the stretching that you do that you provide clients that's so integral for the other professionals to learn what it is that you do?
Absolutely. So even just in the fitness field, nobody stretches. And that's half the problem. So a lot of people tell me that they can't stretch their toes, or maybe you have a young athlete that you want them to be able to kick their leg up to their nose. We don't necessarily do that. But what we're teaching is we're teaching other professionals to be able to help their clients to kick their leg up without hurting themselves.
Okay.
So we're kind of like injury prevention. So the reason why we're going into chiropractic, or we're going into the spas, or we're also going into physical therapists, everyone is going there to get fixed, right? And they want to get stronger if they have back problems or they have neck problems,
Right.
but they're not stretching afterwards. And that is a huge portion of the recovery. And people don't realize that sometimes that's more important than the actual conditioning and the strengthening, or just doing like a chiropractic adjustment. So that's why we've been teaching everyone to be able to stretch their clients so that now they're kind of getting the whole entire package. When they leave, they feel absolutely amazing.
I am so guilty of that. I do not stretch enough.
Yeah.
Most people
Yeah,
don't.
they
People
really
don't.
should.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, now you have a place to come on over
There we
to.
go.
Thank you. I want to
Save
kick. Kick up here. I think that'd be pretty entertaining. But Nicole, thank you so much
Absolutely.
for being
Thank
here
you
with
for
us
having
today.
me.
What is the website so if people want to learn a little bit more,
Yes.
they can check
It is
it
very
out?
simple. It's stretchsource.com. You can even follow us on Instagram at stretchsource, and you can always follow us up. We have stories up all the time. We even have special stretches to kind of help you guys out. So hopefully we have you coming to see us soon and checking us out and following us on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being here today, and I
Thank
hope you
you.
enjoyed the parade.
I absolutely do. I love Boonton. It's my favorite town.
There you go.
Favorite,
That's what we
favorite.
love to hear. Boonton is everyone's favorite town, I hope.
Yes.
It should be. But thank you guys so much for sticking around with us. We are going to learn a little bit more about some other small businesses that we have, even some newcomers. One specifically, Catfight Coffee. I am a caffeine junkie. I think most of us are. And from what I have tried so far, it's been pretty incredible. So we want to go ahead and welcome AC from Catfight Coffee up here. How are you?
I am very good. How are you?
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. So now, Jaden, tell us a little bit about your experience from going into Catfight.
It was, first of all, starting off from seeing the aliens out front. I was like, what am I going to get myself into?
Aliens.
And
Nice.
so I know you prefaced it in the video already, but for those who don't know, why did you choose the aliens to be out there in the front?
Because we have the greatest coffee in the universe.
There you go.
That's
I
why.
love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at your shirt, and I can't help but like, can we get a zoom in on that? Look,
Oh,
look
wow.
how.
I mean,
Who does the graphic design for this?
This is our buddy Monster Mark.
Wow.
He is not an actual monster so far as I know. But, you know, we got the Duress Theater. We got the library. This is actually the Welcome to Boonton sign that greets you when you come into the town.
That's great.
And this is Catzilla taking over. And those are the Martians landing and delivering coffee.
Catfight Coffee.
yeah,
That is
where does the
incredible.
name come from, Catfight
Yeah.
Coffee? Like, you can't see that and not stop and see what that is.
Well, cats are tenacious. They're kind of troublemakers, and that's kind of what coffee gives you. It gives you this tenacious power, you know, and kind of like our friends at Stretch Source. It's like it prevents injuries as well. Not a lot of people know that. You drink our coffee,
Yes.
nobody gets hurt.
Wow. That's impressive. So injury prevention coffee.
Exactly.
That's great. How long have you been in business? You're a newer business, is that correct?
No. Actually, we've been in business over 5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yeah, so we started during the pandemic. I'm a musician, and my wife is a makeup artist. So when the pandemic happened, we were both out of work. So we needed to do something, and we started as an e-commerce business. And then from there, we started doing pop-ups. And then from there, we started visiting our coffee plantations that we were buying the beans from in Bali, in
Oh, wow.
Mexico, Taiwan, all over the world. So we have a really hands-on relationship with a lot of our farmers. Not all of them, because that would be an expensive ticket.
Sure.
But who knows? Maybe our Martian friends can give us a
Help
list
you
of
out
some of
there.
these places. Yeah.
Boy, what a fascinating journey to go on
I
and
see.
to go to the
Yeah.
plantations and whatnot. What
Yeah.
was one of your biggest takeaways going to each of these plantations? Is it the difference in culture and how they invoke their own type of style into the coffee, into their beans, and how they harvest? What was the most interesting for you when you were on this trip?
You know what? It sounds really, I don't know. I feel kind of simple saying this, but like genuinely, when you buy a bag of coffee, you are helping a farmer. Like and that's
Sure.
one of the things that I do love about coffee is that it is still very artisanal. Coffee beans have to be picked by hand because they all ripen at different times. So you can't have a machine do it. It's not like corn or wheat where you can do the whole crop all at once. They all need to be hand picked. And so because it needs to be picked by hand, they're picking it by hand. They're, packaging it up and sending it here. When you roast it, you have to still roast it by hand. At least we do. And, so it's still this very natural process. And that's one thing I like about it in a day and age where everything is so digital. So far you can't AI a cup of coffee and you can't digitally download a cup of coffee. And that's one of the things I like about it. And
That's
it
true.
forces people to still interact together. And that's one of the reasons why we went from having e-commerce, pop-ups. It was a natural progression for us. We wanted a place where people would come on first dates or work on
nice.
screenplays
Yeah.
or work on their college dissertation. And in the story of their life, they'll look back 20 years from now and they'll go, oh, yeah, man, that was Catfight Coffee. Those guys were pretty
Yeah.
weird, but it was a cool place, you know?
Yeah.
So now, why settle here in Boonton?
So the band I play in is a band called the Misfits, and we practice not too far from here. And in driving around, I would be looking for a place to stop for lunch on the way or afterwards, and I discovered Boonton, and I fell in love immediately. It reminds me of like a little Stephen King, all-American type town. So.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that analogy. I mean, especially I'm a horror film
Oh,
buff
there you go.
myself,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. But it's incredible to see new businesses coming in with such incredible backstories. So thank you so much for choosing our humble town.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And what are you looking forward to most? 30th annual Boonton Parade here, a Boonton Christmas Parade. What are you looking forward to? What have you enjoyed the past few years?
Well, I'm looking forward to fire trucks driving down the street and not coming to our shop.
There you go.
But I was a firehouse kid. My dad was an assistant firefighter. My mom was the first female volunteer firefighter in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
So the fire department always have a soft spot in my heart. So
how nice.
I always love seeing the trucks fired up. And you know, when I was a kid, it would just be so exciting. Your pulse would be racing. You know, last night we were here and the siren was going off for the volunteer firefighters.
Yeah.
And somebody was with us like, well, what's that all about? I'm like, oh, you don't know, man? That means there's a fire. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we love to hear that backstory and just how much the parade itself in our town has just meant so much to you in this shorter period of time. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to grabbing a cup of coffee after this very cold day.
Awesome. And we're doing 15% off all of our coffee and merch at the shop today because it's Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday. That's perfect. Excellent.
Well, thank you so much, AC. Such a pleasure
you, sir.
speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
And make sure you go check out
Thank you very
Catfish
much, yes.
Coffee.
Awesome.
Catfight, excuse me.
Wait, what did you call us?
Catfish. I watch too much MTV. I watch too much MTV. This is what happens.
Catfight. Love
Take
it.
care, guys.
All right.
Well, please make sure you go check them out along with all of the small businesses for Small Business Saturday. It's extremely important to promote our community and bring everybody together. So now as we are getting ready for the main event, it's almost time, I would say. I don't even know what time it is, but we're getting there. So I hope everybody is getting super excited to see everybody coming down Main Street today. Who are you guys most excited to see coming down Main Street?
The big guy, obviously.
Always.
I mean, he's always first in mind because that, to me, specifically just after Thanksgiving, is the true signal that, okay, Christmas season is upon us. The lights are up. The trees are up. But I'm also interested, what are the go-karts? Every year,
gosh,
they're in the little
yes.
go-karts. Because from a directing perspective, it's so fun just to see it, whether it's from the drone or from on the ground. It's so cool to watch these little go-karts just going around down the street, down a mile of the street. I think that's kind of cool. So that I think those are my top two.
Yeah,
Jaden.
of course. I love seeing the floats. But a big, I love seeing, I remember I was at Santa Land last year, and I saw the guy in the stilts. The tall guy in the stilts. And I saw him juggling these pins, and I was like, how do you do that without falling? I can never be able to do that.
Yeah, and fun fact about our very own stilt walker, I believe he was in the Thanksgiving Day Parade this year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Macy's.
Yes.
Macy's. Wow.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade.
There
is only one. We
True,
all know
that's
that.
That's true.
Macy's. Yep, so that's pretty incredible.
Okay.
So, I mean, just in general, being on the stilts, then juggling, and then being in front of millions and millions of people.
And what
for
do you
me, recipe for disaster.
What are you looking forward to, Alex?
Oh my gosh, just everything. I just love seeing everybody coming out onto the street.
Yeah.
All the kids, they're super excited, of course, to see Santa
Yes.
and Mrs. Claus. And then, of course, just heading down to Santa Land. And it's just such a familial, event today. And just seeing everybody that's been a part of it to make it so incredible. That's just really my favorite part, just seeing everybody out here.
Familial. I'm going to look that up.
Familial.
Familial.
Yes.
Very festive
Familial.
holiday.
Like a 40-point word in Scrabble.
That's amazing. But yeah, I think what you're also going to see here today, in addition to all the floats coming down, for those that are watching live, great. Glad you're joining us on the live Facebook channels of the Boonton Fire Department Christmas Parade and the Boonton Fire Department if you're watching live on Facebook right now. Eventually, we're going to be on the Gotham Trade Productions YouTube channel if you want to watch and don't have a Facebook account. So there are a few ways to watch the 30th annual event, or we're actually live to the crowd right here. What's going on, everyone?
Hey, everybody.
How we doing? See? Mass amount of people. The most beautiful baby right there, baby Scarlett. Hi, baby Scarlett. Hi, baby. Oh, she doesn't want to wave to me yet. Anyway, so that's how we're going to be able to watch online, right? Or if you're here, we are in front of M&D Auto Repair Center and Tire Service. So if you just want to come by, come behind us, give us a wave. We'd love to see you. We're going to be here all day long. Again, right now, this show was focused on Small Business Saturday from 12 to 1. The parade kicks off at 1 o'clock. Alex and I will be hosting that portion of the program. So whether you're watching online or going to be coming here, be sure to bundle up. We mentioned that. Be sure to bundle up. It is definitely cold. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, but we're all excited to be here. It's going to be a beautiful, great day, a great 30th annual Christmas parade, Alex.
I could not agree with you more. And I think we are about to kick off the parade today. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for this hour. Remember, Christmas is right around the corner. Go shop small, support your local businesses. And thank you so much for tuning in with us. And stay tuned for more to come. We have a lot of fun things to see. Thank you so much,
Appreciate
Jade,
it,
for being
Jade,
for
part.
having me.
Of course,
Great
a
job,
pleasure.
bud.